Welcome back, everybody. This is Retro Challenge Gamer, and we're going to be going again here with Mega Man Rock and Roll, and we're going to choose Reactor Man. And yeah, it seems like every fan game I come across has to have some sort of Quick Man-like gimmick, where there's instant death rays everywhere. I think it started with Mega Man Unlimited. I know Mega Man Super Fighting Robot had it in one of the Wily stages, and I think there's another Mega Man fan game that also included Quickman beams as a gimmick. And this one is no different. This is the Quickman level of this particular fan game. I don't know what it is. They just like to keep bringing back these silly instant death beams like that's a good idea. Anyway, so you're given a great introduction already to these instant death beams, and they're actually pixel-perfect death beams. So as you see, they go in and out of phase as they're being blocked by platforms. Even if you touch just a sliver of the beam, you die. So, pixel-perfect beams, don't touch them. This is probably the most risky room of the entire first section there. No idea how to get that E-Tank. And this is the mini-boss of the level, and like every single mini-boss, it's crowd control. You gotta manage the smaller enemies while you deal with the bigger one. I am starting to sense a pattern with these mini-bosses. You know, with the bells, with managing the bats, and then I forgot what the first mini-boss was. Oh, the anglerfish, you gotta manage the shrimp. Just like this, you gotta manage tellies. So crowd control seems to be the pattern here for all mini-bosses in this game. We'll see if there's another mini-boss that follows the same pattern. So now you have instant death pit. I don't see how this is any different than having an actual pit, but hey, there's a laser beam to give you incentive not to fall. But yeah, the previous section was probably my most dicey in terms of just platforming. And then you got these little disco balls, which the hitboxes are very deceptive. They're abnormally large, so the further away you stay from those things, the better. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a weapon that gets me through this area, like, I think it's Drake Man's weapon, because I'm assuming he's fire, because there's ice here, so I'm assuming there's a fire weapon, and he seems to be the only one left that might fit the bill. So I would probably have to come back to handle that particular side route to get our ally. I don't know who our ally would be. I mean, we have Fireman, that Bee Woman, and Dagger Man. So I would imagine either Dagger or possibly Fireman might be here, but I don't know. It's one of those two. I would not imagine the Bee person being in this level. Okay, there's a lot of things going on here. Electrified tellies can electrify other tellies just by touching, so you gotta manage that. And this enemy is perfectly perched to shoot tellies and electrify them, which shoots them into overdrive. And now we have telly spawn points, which are electrified to begin with. Okay, here's the final section with a lot more instant death. Now, the first section, you could just keep going straight ahead, but here you have to hold off a bit, or you'll smack yourself right into the beam as it progresses forward. So, little patience needed on that one. Overall, not a bad level. Not a bad Quickman level, mind you. I mean, Rainbow Man was worse than this. So that actually was a very fair Quickman level. Now, this guy is pretty fast on the draw here. He fires off 3 in a row whenever he's on the ground. That never deviates, and that's actually kind of useful to know, and it's helpful in reacting to him. Now, those shots that he fires off, those actually lead you at your current location. So as long as you continue to move and dodge between the bolts, you should be fine. Now, it's random when he'll warp above you, but when he does, he'll always land down and do shockwaves. And then he could do, of course, one of two things. This, what he's doing, or a set of 3 beam shots. Either one is easily dodged. And that's all he can do. I mean, his worst attack is really the 3 beam shots, and that's just because of how quick they come out. If you got the timing down, it's really not a big deal. And you can actually get some good free hits, up to 4 hits, I think, if you're lucky. Yeah, this dude is so easy compared to his level. His level was trickier than he is. So, like Missile Man and Tide Man, I would probably be going to Reactor Man during the rematches to get some health back, because I don't imagine losing a lot to him. So Ghost Woman and Dust Woman is up there as being some of the two to take out first, while I use Missile, Tide, and now Reactor Man to recover my energy. And, alright, we have a massive laser beam, which can charge machinery. Okay, so it has utility use. Nice. So what is that? 3 utility uses now? Weapons? Okay. For a quick man-like stage, that wasn't bad. I think that's probably the perfect amount of instant death laser beams that you should have, and it had enough gimmicks to make it interesting. And it gave you a lot of time to look and study the rooms before you actually got in to manage the beams directly. So yeah, let's save our game. We still only have one ally. But oh man, that was a fun level. And a fun boss. I enjoyed this one very much. So until next video, everybody, see y'all later and stay retro. Okay, so this was me figuring out that this was a Quickman level. And I learned very quickly how pixel perfect those lasers are in killing you. Right out of the gate. This room right here is a little tricky. You have to take it slow and then fast at the end. It's a little nerve-wracking to get through that second room every time. And this is another trouble spot right here. If you make even a single mistake, that rotating bottom laser will get you every time. So every time I go through this level, I'm a little tense. Yeah, it's a tenseful situation. And then this was me figuring out the mini-boss for the first time, and failing miserably. And like I said, this whole platforming section right here, this is a little dicey for me. I don't like it, because as soon as you hit the laser there, I don't think Rush can save you. I don't think he spawns on the laser. It's in the same area too. I died twice to the same area. This is what I was talking about. The hitboxes last a little longer than you think. If even a sliver of the beam is touching that disco ball, it's active. Don't touch it. That was just me jumping a little high, and that was it for the stage. The rest was just learning the patterns of the boss, and learning how fast his lasers come out. I mean, once you got the pattern or the timing down for those laser blasts, it's super easy to use that time to get a lot of good hits in on him. That's the most ideal time to get hits, actually, is when he's on the ground. Otherwise, he spends most of the time up in the air. Overall, not a bad boss.